and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Jvsh YouTube channel, where today, of course, we're going to be talking about the Euro 2021 predictions for the round of 16 coming up next week. What a fantastic tournament it's been so far. The group stages were incredible, they were exciting. There was no teams that were really pushovers except for Turkey. The games were interesting, the games were fun, except if you're watching Sweden. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, we have to do a predictions video for the round of 16 coming up here, starting on Saturday. How many will I get right? How many will I get wrong? Let's go. So the year late Euros, all over the fucking world, Euros, prediction for the round of 16. So we're just going to get straight into it, and we'll see where it ends up. So starting off with Wales and Denmark. This will not be an easy game. So Wales and Denmark is in Amsterdam. Unfortunately, no Welsh fans will be able to travel to the game because of travel restrictions in Wales, which I think every single Welsh person probably wants to burn Mark Drickford to the absolute stake for this. But this will be an interesting game. Wales, I think I underestimated Wales in the group stage. I had them finishing third, potentially finishing bottom. But they were incredible in the group stage. Even against Switzerland, yes, they struggled against Switzerland. It was a really boring game. They struggled, but a bit of excellence. Kiefer Moore-Header got them a crucial point in the end. They outplayed Turkey. Like there was no tomorrow. And they went to Italy. Yes, Italy made, I think it was like 8 changes to the team, but they only still lost 1-0, and they were down to 10 men for about 25 minutes. So we also have done extremely well. And I don't forget anyone's seen them doing this well under Robert Page. Denmark, what can we say? Denmark have had an extremely difficult time. Obviously, what happened with Christian Eriksen still very much lives in the memory of not only of us as football fans, but of obviously Denmark, the country, and the players. But Denmark have spirited on. You know, they lost against Finland, which that game should never be replayed on the same day, never in a million years. But you know, their performance against Russia was absolutely incredible. Just the relentless attack, the pressing, the intensity, the atmosphere, their play. You know, it was absolutely incredible. And you know, seeing the absolute scenes when you know they look on their phones and they see that Finland lost, and it was amazing. But this is a tough one to call because these are two teams that kind of went under the radar. You know, so I underestimated Wales, and you don't know what you're going to get from Denmark because they have the players. They have the players, but it just hasn't really worked out for them in the last couple of years. This is a difficult one to call. I'm going to go with, I think Wales are going to do it. I think Wales are going to win this game. Wales defensively are really solid. Danny Ward's in the form of his life, and you know Gareth Bale, Kiefer Moore, and Dan James, and Aaron Ramsey in attack have been really. You know, Aaron Ramsey, he missed a couple of sitters against was it Turkey? Yeah, was it against Turkey? He missed a couple of sitters against Turkey when they scored the first goal. Dan James has been incredible. Don't know what has gone to him, but he's been incredible. Gareth Bale's been turning up, and Kiefer Moore, you know, you give Kiefer Moore a chance and he scores it. I fancy Wales. I think Denmark, my issue with Denmark is the midfield. I feel like they'll lose the midfield battle. Joe Allen's been playing really well for Wales. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Wales in Amsterdam against Denmark. Next game is Italy and Russia, Wembley Stadium. Start off with Austria. So, it was quite. Austria have pretty much achieved what they wanted to achieve in this Euros. Their 3-1 win against North Macedonia was their first win in the European Championships, and they have never qualified outside of the group stage. So they've pretty much achieved what they want here. And you know, this is it for them to enjoy the occasion to go to Wembley. Austria kind of. I've done quite well, to be fair, you know, against North Macedonia. Listen, can we just say credit to North Macedonia? I thought North Macedonia played really, you know, for literally a small ass country with, you know, with a 37-year-old striker up front who's had an incredible career. It was amazing to see the God of Honor that he got. Amazing to see the God of Honor he got against the Dutch, but I thought North Macedonia gave a very good account of himself. I have to say congratulations to them because they were no pushover, but Austria got a big 3-1 win against North Macedonia, and then going into the game against the Dutch at Amsterdam, they got absolutely destroyed. They were completely outplayed, but we'll get into the Dutch later on. But Austria outplayed by that against Ukraine. Austria completely just changed the mentality. You know, they were attacking. You know, they were overlapping. David Alaba played on the left back instead of centre back like he did the previous 2 games. That worked really well. Marco Arnautovic makes such a big difference to the team. It's a shame because that guy is a great player. Just his attitude is absolutely awful. But Austria have done quite well. I think Austria have done. You know, the Austrian manager was under a lot of pressure because of his pragmatic ways, his style, the fact he never won a game at a major European, a major competition. Austria wanted. I was get out of the group stage, and not only did they get out of the group stage, they did it. They finished in the top 2 ahead of Ukraine. So, and then Italy. Wow! Have Italy looked incredible? You know, going into this competition, everyone was kind of looking at it, you know, under Mancini, and you know, the fact that you're saying this Italy team now attacks. You know, they aren't their defensive solid best. They actually attack you. They press. They play really good football. They're relentless. And they have just, no one has been able to stop. Like, the intensity and the style and the way they play is incredible. And even defensively, they've been really good. I think they haven't conceded a goal in like 6 or 7 competitive matches, and they're 14 or 15 competitive games unbeaten. So the only difference is obviously Italy's group was probably easy in terms of the level, the gap of quality between Italy and the rest of the team. So, and also they had all 3 of their games at the start of Go Olimpico. This game's in London, it's in Wembley, but I think Italy's going to have fun with Austria. Austria, defensively, as much as they've had played well, defensively look very suspect, especially Daniel Bachmann in goal. Not convinced by him. I think Italy are going to get a very comfortable 3-0 win. So now we've got the Dutch and the Czech Republic at the Frankfurt Puskas Stadium, which is which one's this one? It's Budapest. So we're in Budapest. So Budapest in between the Dutch and the Czech Republic. Starting off with the Dutch. They've actually played really. One, Frank de Boer is the manager, and 2, they've ditched their kind of the Dutch tradition of the 4-3-3, which was working well under Roma Koeman, and changed to a 5-3-2. But they've actually played really, really well. The first game against Ukraine, they tore Ukraine open time and time again. You know, Frankie de Jong, Gini Wijnaldum, Memphis Depay, Dumfries, Van Aanholt. They've played really, really well. Now, defensively, they look really open, and you think for a back 3 of De Ligt, De Vrij and Daley Blind that they would probably be more solid. They'd be, it'd be a good organised back 3. But after that Ukraine game, defensively, they were more solid, and they are really attacking. The fullbacks are incredibly high. Wijnaldum plays like more of a number 10 behind the 2 strikers, and then a solid middle 3. And Frankie de Jong, incredible. Frankie de Jong's one incredible player. He rarely has a bad game. So the Dutch have actually surprised me more. I thought they were going to struggle. I thought they were going to be awful. But Frank de Boer might actually have found a working gem with the 3-5-2. Now, how will it work against the bigger teams who attack them more, teams who are going to have to compete more, teams who are going to have to get nitty-gritty in the midfield for? We'll find out. But I don't think the Czech Republic is going to be a side with that team. The Czech Republic have done really, really well to finish. I think it was second in the group, because I think it was second or first. I'm not entirely too sure. It doesn't really matter anyway. No, second. No, they finished second. Sorry, yeah, they finished second. The Czech Republic, I thought, did really, really well in the group stage. I thought, against Scotland, they struggled against Scotland, but defensively they held in there. And then Patrick Schick's one incredible player. Like, this guy's gone under the radar for a long, long time, but he's a young striker who can stick the ball in the back of the net with any chance he's given. And then you got Thomas Schuhek in the middle. You've got Thomas Schuhek. You've got Kufal, who did really, really well. And even their goalkeeper Thomas Vladek is actually decent. He's a starter for Seville, for Sevilla. So I find this a hard game to call, but I think the Dutch will win. As I said, the Czech Republic rely on their defence, and they did well against England. They probably should have bet England. They're a tough team to play, really ugly, really gritty to play. But with the way that Dutch team was playing, with the 2 full-backs, of how well they were playing, the middle and the 2 strikers, Depay and Malon, I think you call them. I think the Czech Republic. I think it's going to be too much for the Czech Republic, and the Czech Republic will be out. And I think the Dutch will win this game 2-1. But moving on to the next game, but it's between Belgium and Portugal in Seville. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that stadium because just not happening. So between Belgium and Portugal, wow. What a game that this is going to be. Right, let's start with Portugal. Portugal being underwhelming. Straight up, Portugal have been extremely underwhelming. And in a sense, I actually think Portugal are probably lucky to get through to get through the group. In third place, against Hungary, they created literally barely any chances. Ronaldo wasn't in the game. Diego Jota was having an absolute howler. The midfield just never got into the game. And then against Germany, they were simply completely outplayed. And then there's France, and against France, even against France, yes, they drew 2 each, but even then, they didn't really create anything. They weren't doing anything spectacular. Listen, Grandad Santos, you've got some incredible attacking talent. Why are you playing so defensive with this team? Like, why? What's the point? What are you going to achieve by playing defensive with such a good attacking team? Let the team off the shackles. Let them play, and they will destroy teams. But this team is set up so wrongly, and it's a shame to see. Listen, I don't think he'll beat them. I think this is his last international tournament. There's no way he survives. There's no way he survives after this tournament because I think they're going to lose this game. But I'll get on to that. And then Belgium. Belgium look good. Belgium look really. I know a lot of people don't rate Belgium because of Roberto Martinez. And defensively, obviously with their centre backs aging, Jan Vertonghen and Tony Alderweireld, and then and then Jason Denayer, who isn't anything special defensively, and they have proper left wing back. So defensively, they are suspect. But attacking wise, Kevin De Bruyne, Dries Mertens, Eden Hazard, Torgan Hazard, Romelu Lukaku. And Lukaku has started this tournament just like he ended Serie A. He's in the form of his life. The guy's playing out of his skin. Belgium know their setup. They know their system. When you've got Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard on form, Romelu Lukaku on form, it's impossible to stop. When Portugal going forward look absolutely toothless. It is literally hope for that Ronaldo does something. And then defensively, Nathan Semedo at right back is a disaster. Ruben Diaz and Pepe at the back just has not worked. Guerrero, who's not a left back, he's a left mid/left winger, so defensively he's not very good. It's a recipe for disaster. I thought Roberto Sanchez played really well against France. He has to start against Belgium. There's no ifs, but either way, I think Belgium are going to win this game. I think it's going to be a really tight and fair. I think Belgium are going to win 1-0, and Romelu Lukaku going to get the winner. So Croatia and Spain in Denmark at Park Hen. Now this is going to be a very interesting tie. Spain really struggled. Really struggled. When you look at the teams in the past that Spain have had, this team does not even shine their shoes. This Spanish team is bang average. There's no great players in it. There's no players that you look and go, wow. And when you start Alvaro Morata as your striker, he has missed chance after chance, even get a penalty and gets it saved. The Spanish team, now they hammered Slovakia, but Slovakia are awful. Slovakia, probably besides North Macedonia, were the worst nation in the Euros. And the fact that Spain managed one win out of 3 at home in the group stages, and only scoring 6 goals or something like that against some decent against not amazing opposition is worrying. Luis Enrique not taking any Real Madrid players, already picking a 25-man squad instead of a 27-man squad. Yes, they've had their COVID issues, but they still expect a Spanish team, especially under Luis Enrique, who is a good manager. We know what he did at Barcelona, to be really stepping it up again and really being better. Even their football has not been that exciting. Croatia, same said for Croatia. Obviously, what they did 5 years at the World Cup was amazing, but a lot of their big players, Redic, Kamaric, Brozovic, haven't really, even Lovren. These are players who really stepped up at the World Cup, and they've came here and they've just. Croatia are so lucky to be free in the knockouts. It's unreal. Against England, passive, they just look so clueless. They didn't look like they know what they were doing. It was like a pre-season game for them. Against the Czech Republic, exactly the same story. They were awful absolutely dreadful against the Czech Republic, and then they went to Hampden Park against Scotland and actually played Scotland off the park. Croatia played really, really well. I thought playing Luka Modric at the number 10, but in a 4-2-3-1 instead of a 4-3-3 worked much better. For Borkovic and Kovacic in the pivot was really good. It's hard to say because both of these teams are struggling to score goals. Both teams are not playing to their best of their ability, but I actually fancy are good at all. Yes, I said about Slovakia, but Slovakia were the worst team, or were the worst team besides North Macedonia in the Euros. I think Croatia. I actually fancy Croatia to beat Spain. Listen, Spain just have not looked good at all. I'm disappointed by Spain. I just don't think Luis Enrique's made the right decisions. I don't think this team is playing to the best of its ability. And that alone, I think Croatia are going to win this game 2-0. Moving on between France and Sweden in Romania. Switzerland have actually played really well going into this tournament. I think Switzerland under Vladimir Pekovic are a good team. Solid, defensively good. Shaqiri in behind the two strikers. Really, really good. He always plays well for his national team. Switzerland do not concede very many goals. They don't concede very many chances. But as we've seen against Italy, they're not particularly great under pressure. They struggle to deal with the pressure, and up front, they're toughless. They don't have very many goals in this team. France, I think, have been extremely underwhelming against Hungary. Awful against Portugal. Awful against Germany. Still weren't particularly great, but they had Mbappe, was just Mbappe, and they had enough to win. I think France under Deschamps and how defensively or how set they do for the squad that they have, you'll not ever see the best of France under Deschamps for that reason. Yes, he won the World Cup 5 years ago, but you look at the nations in the World Cup and compare it to how they're doing now. France had the better squad by a mile compared to the competitive nations they have now. But I think France will have enough for Switzerland, and I think France will probably win this game 3-0. Moving on to the second to last game at Wembley Stadium between England and Germany. Germany have been blowing hot and cold against France. They were not particularly amazing. I thought they did okay against a really, really, really good French team, but I still don't think Germany reached their match against Portugal. You think the true Germany under Lucky, they were so clinical, so good. And then against Hungary, I thought they were awful against Hungary, but when you've got such a good attacking talent on the pitch and you're just attacking after attacking after attack, and you're always going to get the goals, and they end up getting 2 goals to get a 2-2 draw, which sent them through in the group. And then I come out against an England team that you just don't know what you're going to get with England and Gareth Southgate. I thought defensively England are very, very good, but they're so boring to watch. And when you've got Jack Grealish, Marcus Rashford, Phil Foden, Harry Kane, and Bukayo Saka, Jadon Sancho, who doesn't even get a minute on the pitch, you'd expect more from this England team. They scored 2 goals, I think it was, in the group stages. A 1-0 one against Croatia, a 2-0 one against, was it? No. I can't remember if it was a 1-2, one against Croatia and a 1-0 win against the Czech Republic, and a 0 against Scotland. You'd expect more, especially when England had all their games at home. It's a hard one to call, but I think England are going out. I think they're going out in London. I think this Germany team have a point to prove. They want to send Lucky though out on a high for everything that he's done. A lot of these players respect him highly, and I just don't think England look good, and I just think England are going to struggle. I think when they have Germany come to them and just put them under serious pressure, I think they'll struggle. I don't think Gareth Southgate will have an answer. I think Germany are going to win 2-0. And moving on to the final game between Sweden and Ukraine at Hampden Park in Scotland. Ukraine are so lucky to be through in the knockouts. They got 3 points. They bet North Macedonia. That's the only team that won. That's the only team that won in the group stage. Out of any team I'm happy that made it through on such a low point, I'm happy it's Ukraine, but they are lucky. They did not play well in the group stages whatsoever. They really, 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 really struggled in the group stages. And they're coming up against a Sweden team that top their group, didn't lose a game, played really well. Yes, yeah, under Jan Henderson, they play a 4-4-2. They sit deep, they make it really ugly, really boring, but they always just find a way to score a goal, and they always keep it tight at the back. They're a really, really, really difficult team to play against. Like, if there's anything that any country wanted to avoid in the knockouts, Sweden would be up there, because playing Sweden is one of the hardest things you can do. It's like literally playing like Atletico Madrid under Diego Simeone. They are so hard to beat. I think they're going to beat Ukraine. Ukraine under Shinchenko, yes, they attack. Yes, they play really good football, but they don't have the quality. Defensively, they are so open. They are so easy to be counter. Like, their counter attacks, like North Macedonia, counter attack Ukraine time and time again. And if they could do that, I think Sweden, you know, with Forsberg, Ask up front, Robert. I feel bad for Ukraine because, you know, they should be doing better than what they were. But I think Sweden, after what I've seen of Sweden in the group stages, are going to just be so tough to beat, so nitty, so gritty. I think it will frustrate Ukraine, and I think their very weak defence will be exposed on the counter attack. And I think Sweden will get a very classic Sweden win under Jan Andersson, and it's going to be a 1-0 win to Sweden. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings an end to my Euro 2021 predictions video. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope everyone listens to my thoughts, see what I have to say. Please let me know your predictions in the comments below. And I'll be absolutely fascinated to see how many you get right, how many you get wrong. And we'll see when I come to do my quarterfinal predictions video, how I did and how I did in this. But please let me know your predictions in the comments below. Please let me know anything else you want me to know in the chat below. Hit the subscribe button. I'm 5 away from 100 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video, share the video, and ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next video.